Do you know Stephen King, this man? One of the greatest authors in the past 15 years with classics such as Carrie and The Shining. Here's Johnny. Stephen King is slowly starting to lose his mind at that ripe age of 76 years old. Still producing 1 to 2 novels a year. But for those of you that have been following Stephen King on places like Twitter, you know he's starting to lose his mind. And he's gone full TDS. And behold, the evangelicals of America have made a golden trump, and they did bow down and worship him. Yes, that gold-plated NFT Trump. And Trump, the legal strategy is an oldie but a goodie: lie, deny, and hope that they die. Jeez. To borrow from Dan Bongo, the worst president in American history. Wow, what a quote to reference your source on. Donald, quote unquote, the fraudster Trump, another banger. And then Trump, aka the world's biggest man baby, blah, blah, blah. I like to say you come next. Okay. So this is his thought process. And clearly it's starting to bleed in his books because why not? You know, it's my platform, and I need to take this opportunity to share with the world just how bad Trump is. And in fact, he made a new book. And in this new book, he had a Trump supporter being killed during COVID because she's anti-vax. Wow, what a horror novel. And Charlotte, who died, an avid Trump supporter. In fact, she trumpeted her daughter at every opportunity. Trumpeted her daughter. Let me tell you something about MAGA. God. She refused to get the vaccinations or even wear a mask. Wow. God. I feel like I'm watching like a new Disney film where it's like they're just shoving down woke crap down your throat, and they're just like, look, I know it has nothing to do with the story or the plot of the movie, but we want you to be confronted with the truth. That white people are all racist, and it's because of systematic racism that Superman can't be black. Except this was Kroger. She refused to get vaccinations or even to wear a mask, except at Kroger in her local branch where they required it. And Charlotte kept one of those occasions where wearing a bright red with MAGA stamped on it, because at every opportunity, it wasn't like the, people wearing BLM masks at every opportunity, or, LGBTQ or the pride flag, or like I'm voting for Biden. It's like, if you wear a MAGA one, you're the problem. On July 4th, Charlotte attended an anti-mask rally at the state capitol. Wow. Waving a sign reading, "My body, my choice." A sentiment that did not keep her from being adamantly against anti-abortion. Adamantly anti-abortion. It goes both ways, honey, aka Stephen King. On July 7th, she lost her sense of smell and gained a cough. On the 10th, she was admitted to Mercy House. Okay, blah, blah, blah. It goes on to, but this is, and then it gets more fun. A Rolling Hills orderly tests positive for the new, more communicable version of COVID. The orderly refused the vaccinations, claiming they contain bits of fetal tissue from aborted babies, which he's, I don't know, is he denying? He had read this on the internet. Oh my God. He was sent home, but the damage was done. Delta was loose on Rolling Hills. And soon over 40 of the oldies were suffering various degrees of illness. A dozen died. Holly's Uncle Henry was one of them. He didn't even get sick. He just had been double vaxxed. Charlotte Okay. This is just like so cringe, but it makes sense, doesn't it? I mean, look at him. I mean, if you're buying his books at this point, you're buying it because you want to support his obnoxious Twitter ramblings. Donald Trump's not even in, September 27th, 2023. And Donald Trump's not in any kind of power. He's not president. And we're still talking about him because he's the left's antichrist. I don't know. I just feel like once you decide you hate Trump, that's all you can think about. It's all you focus on. It's your whole life. It's everything about you. You wake up every morning tweeting, Trump is the worst president. Trump still and is always will be the worst president of all time, no matter what happens. Even if Joe Biden starts concentration camps, like Trump is still worse, and Trump is more like Hitler than even Biden if he was to do that. Like I just feel like people are so insane at this point when it comes to Donald Trump that they'll literally type anything and say anything just for clicks. Donald the Fraud, but. This is a perfect example of why Hollywood is failing. While I know they're trying to be culturally relevant in their films or in their movies, but people read books to escape reality so much, especially like horror movies, especially like his genre. He's not doing, biographies or whatever. I'm not going to read and hear about the facts. You are pushing your propaganda on me, your own ideology on me, and do that in more subtle ways, fine. You can have a character in your book that refuses to get a vaccine of some sort or something, but a Trump supporter, and then just adding a little tidbit about the fact that she trumpeted her daughter at every opportunity. Gross. Gross. And he'll be so mad about pointing out. If you point that out, even if you're not a Trump supporter, he'll go, oh, see, that's the Trumpsters getting pissed off. They're just afraid of the actual facts. Get used to it, kids. And the word of the day is...
Knobby.
Knobby. Knobby is a synonym of chic. Typically describe people or things that are cleverly stylish. It's not cleverly stylish. Writing like this. Nobody... And I'm not saying Stephen King is a writer for me, I'm just saying I watch movies to escape life. I want to laugh. I don't want to be confronted. Even in very serious movies, I want to enter in a different world. I want to enjoy what I'm watching. I want to be swept away. I want to forget that I'm even watching a movie, that I feel like I'm entering in someone else's life. I don't want to just have these random snippets that come out of nowhere. If the movie was entirely, or the book is entirely about Trump supporters and being anti-vax and how it's killing everyone, fine. But if you're just throwing in these things at that make absolutely no sense just to get your own word in, it's just ridiculous. And what happened today in history in 1888, Vincent van Gogh chops off his ear. And my encouragement to you is to not do that. Your ears are important. Hearing what Stephen King has to say is not important, but preferable in order to hear tone. I hope you guys have a freaking wonderful day. And I think this just depresses me, because I remember growing up, my mom would read Stephen King novel, all his books, all of them. She would just pick one up, read one again, and then you just watch how people just kind of lose their minds. And there should be an age cutoff where there's a filter where people are like, okay, this is getting a little cringe. We should just, maybe we'll write this in our journal, Stephen, and not in a book to sell to the American people, and then gets a bad taste in your mouth for the rest of your work. Have a wonderful day. And remember, not everything has to be political, but some things need to be. Have a wonderful day. Bye-bye. Cinque.